That was perfect because I very much resonate with what you're saying in terms of like when I was preparing for this episode, I started thinking, okay, what who of my clients like are needing your podcast and your resources that like I as a practitioner didn't even have the foresight to think about like how does support look differently for them versus a heterosexual relationship. So I love the story that you shared, and I appreciate your open and just the fact that you took your story and put it out in the world into the podcast. And I love that you thought it'll just be this little tiny thing. And it was so needed, so needed. So I appreciate that for the fertility community as a whole. I speak for everybody when I say thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for doing what you do. It's all important. All of it's
Right, I
important. We need,
totally agree. And something that I really believe in fertility especially, but in medicine as a whole is the aspect of community. I think it's so important. I believe community is a treatment principle, particularly in the fertility space. But how do you feel community really played a role in your path to parenthood?
oh, I mean, we need community to even create our families. You know, like we don't do this alone. Many of us, some of us do, and I have to bring it back to that as well. Always, some of us really are able to do it on our own, and it's such a beautiful thing when that happens. But most of us need a whole community around us to help us create our families. Like my wife and I needed a fertility doctor. We needed the sperm bank. We needed the people who worked at the sperm bank to help us with the decisions. We needed our friends to explain to us, the ones who did it before us, to call it gay drafting. Like, explain to us how they did it, what
Right.
sperm bank they used, what kind of things were you looking for in a sperm donor, because there were at this point 9 years ago, actually my daughter's 11 now, so when we started this 12
Yeah.
years ago, there were so few resources. There are more now, but they're still lacking, right?
Yeah.
There were so few resources for LGBTQ family building. And so we rely so heavily on our community, on our people to guide us through the process and then to actually, help us get pregnant,
Yeah.
you know? But also, like two gay men, I should say two folks who do not have a uterus. Not only do they have to find an egg donor, they have to find a surrogate if they're going this biological route,
Yeah.
right? They have to find community is everything for the LGBTQ community,
Yeah.
everything. And then to expand on what you were saying earlier, representation matters. And
Yeah.
that's why your podcast is so important. Representation matters. People going through infertility or just fertility in general need to hear their stories. Representation means everything, and it's so helpful. And especially with the LGBTQ community, representation means everything.
Yeah. Yeah.